Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's so good to be connecting with you all again today. I was thinking this morning as I was getting my day started about something really fundamental to our health, something we often take for granted, but that plays such a vital role in how we feel, especially as we get a little wiser, and that's water. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Water? We all know we need to drink water. And you're absolutely right, but have you ever stopped to really consider just how much water your body needs? Particularly now that you've reached this wonderful stage of life, the age of 65 and beyond? It's a question that comes up a lot, and honestly, the answer isn't always as straightforward as we might think. Think about those days when you might feel a little more tired than usual, or maybe you're experiencing some minor aches and pains, or perhaps even a little bit of brain fog. Sometimes the simplest answer to these common issues can be something as basic as making sure we're getting enough fluids. It's easy to overlook, isn't it? We might reach for another cup of coffee or a snack, but often what our bodies are really craving is just good old water. And that's what I really wanted to talk with you about today. We're going to dive into the topic of hydration for those of us who are enjoying our golden years. We'll explore why staying properly hydrated is so incredibly important as we age, and we'll start to unravel the mystery of just how much water we truly need each day to feel our best. You know, as we journey through life, our bodies undergo some fascinating changes. It's all part of the natural process of aging, and while many of these changes are subtle, they can have a significant impact on our overall health and well-being. One of these changes involves how our bodies regulate fluids and how we perceive thirst. Think back to when you were younger. You probably felt thirsty quite readily when your body needed water. That thirst sensation was a pretty reliable indicator that it was time to reach for a drink. But as we get older, that sensation of thirst can become less pronounced. Our bodies might still need just as much, or even more water, but we might not feel that urge to drink it as strongly as we used to. This is why it becomes so important to be more mindful and proactive about our fluid intake, rather than relying solely on thirst to tell us when to drink. Now, let's talk a little bit about why water is so absolutely essential for our bodies at any age, but particularly as we get older. You can think of water as the lifeblood of our system. It's involved in so many crucial bodily functions that it's hard to even list them all. For starters, water is vital for the proper functioning of all our organs. Our brain, our heart, our kidneys, our digestive system, they all rely on an adequate supply of water to work efficiently. Think of your brain, for example. It's made up of a significant percentage of water, and even mild dehydration can impact our cognitive function, leading to things like difficulty concentrating, memory problems, and even confusion. Staying well hydrated helps keep our minds sharp and focused. Then there's our heart. Water helps our blood circulate properly, ensuring that oxygen and nutrients are transported to all the cells in our body. When we're dehydrated, our blood can become thicker, making it harder for our heart to pump efficiently. This can put extra strain on our cardiovascular system, something we definitely want to avoid as we age. Our kidneys also play a crucial role in maintaining our overall health, and they rely heavily on water to function properly. They filter waste products from our blood, and water helps them do this effectively. When we're not drinking enough, our kidneys have to work harder, and we increase our risk of kidney stones and other kidney-related issues. And let's not forget about our digestive system. Water helps keep things moving smoothly through our intestines, preventing constipation, which is a common concern for many older adults. Adequate hydration ensures that our digestive processes work as they should, helping us absorb nutrients from our food and eliminate waste effectively. Beyond these major organ systems, water also plays a critical role in regulating our body temperature. When we get too hot, we sweat, and it's the evaporation of that sweat that helps cool us down. Staying hydrated ensures that our body has enough fluid to produce sweat when needed. This is particularly important during warmer months or when we're physically active. Water also acts as a lubricant for our joints. It helps keep them moving smoothly and reduces friction, which can be especially beneficial for those of us who experience joint pain or stiffness as we age. Think of water as the oil that keeps the gears of our body running smoothly, And finally, water is essential for transporting nutrients to our cells and carrying away waste products. Every cell in our body needs water to function, and it's the medium through which vital substances are delivered and waste is removed. So as you can see, water is not just some inert liquid we drink out of habit. It's a fundamental component of our health and well-being, involved in countless processes that keep us functioning at our best. Now, we've touched on the fact that our thirst sensation might diminish as we age. This is a really important point to remember because it means we can become dehydrated even without feeling particularly thirsty. And even mild dehydration can have some significant negative effects on our health, especially as we get older. Think about those times when you might feel unusually fatigued or weak. Dehydration can often be a contributing factor. When our bodies don't have enough fluid, our energy levels can plummet, making it harder to get through our daily activities. Constipation, as we mentioned earlier, is another common issue linked to dehydration. Water helps keep our stools soft and facilitates their passage through the digestive tract. When we're not drinking enough, things can get backed up, leading to discomfort and other digestive problems. Dizziness and lightheadedness are also common symptoms of dehydration, especially when we stand up quickly. This can increase our risk of falls, which is a serious concern for older adults. Staying well hydrated helps maintain our blood volume and blood pressure, reducing the likelihood of these dizzy spells. Dehydration can also increase our risk of urinary tract infections, UTIs. Water helps flush bacteria out of our urinary system, and when we're not drinking enough, those bacteria can multiply and lead to infection. UTIs can be particularly troublesome for older adults, sometimes causing confusion and other complications. Our kidneys, as we discussed, rely on water to function properly. Chronic dehydration can put a strain on our kidneys and increase our risk of kidney stones and even kidney damage over time. And let's not forget about the impact on our cognitive function. Even mild dehydration can affect our concentration, memory, and overall mental sharpness. Staying adequately hydrated helps keep our brains working at their best. In more severe cases, dehydration can lead to more serious health problems, such as heat stroke, especially during hot weather. It can also exacerbate existing health conditions and interfere with the effectiveness of certain medications. So it's clear that staying properly hydrated is absolutely crucial for our health and well-being as we age. It affects everything from our energy levels and cognitive function to our heart health and kidney function. Now we come to the big question: how much water is enough? We know it's important, but how much do we really need to be drinking each day to reap all these wonderful benefits and avoid the potential pitfalls of dehydration? That's what we'll be exploring in the next part of our conversation. We'll delve into the common recommendations, we'll look at some of the factors that can influence our individual needs, and we'll start to get a clearer picture of what enough really means for those of us over the age of 60. So stick with me, and let's get to the bottom of this important topic together. Welcome back, everyone. In our first part, we talked about just how vital water is for our bodies, especially as we age, and we touched on some of the potential consequences of not getting enough. Now we're going to tackle that age-old question: how much water should we really be drinking each day? I'm sure many of you have heard the recommendation to drink 8 glasses of water a day. It's a guideline that's been around for a long time, and it's become almost ingrained in our collective consciousness. You see it on posters, you hear it from well-meaning friends and family, and it just seems like common knowledge. But have you ever wondered where that 8 glasses a day rule actually came from? Well, it turns out that it's not based on any specific scientific study. It's more of a general guideline that likely originated from a 1945 report by the National Research Council, which suggested that adults need about 1 milliliter of water for each calorie of food consumed. For someone eating a 2,000-calorie diet, that would translate to about 2,000 milliliters, or roughly 8 8-ounce glasses of water. While this is a reasonable starting point, the truth is that our individual hydration needs can vary quite a bit depending on a number of factors. The 8 glasses a day rule is a good general reminder to stay hydrated, but it might not be the magic number for everyone, especially for those of us over the age of 65. Think about it. We're all unique individuals with different lifestyles, different health conditions, and different dietary habits. What might be the perfect amount of water for one person could be too much or too little for another. So instead of rigidly sticking to that 8-glass rule, it's more helpful to understand the various factors that can influence how much fluid we personally need. One of the biggest factors is our activity level. If you're someone who enjoys staying active, whether it's through regular walks, gardening, dancing, or any other form of exercise, you're likely going to need more water than someone who is less active. When we exercise, we sweat, and that fluid needs to be replaced to prevent dehydration. The more vigorous the activity and the longer it lasts, the more fluids we'll need. The climate we live in also plays a significant role. If you live in a hot or humid environment, you're going to lose more fluids through sweat than someone who lives in a cooler climate. Similarly, even in colder weather, we can still become dehydrated, especially if the air is dry or if we're spending time in heated indoor environments. Our overall health condition is another important factor to consider. Certain health conditions, such as diabetes or kidney disease, can affect our fluid balance and our hydration needs. For example, individuals with diabetes may experience increased urination, leading to a greater risk of dehydration. On the other hand, people with certain heart or kidney conditions might need to restrict their fluid intake. It's always best to talk with your doctor about your specific hydration needs if you have any underlying health conditions. The medications we take can also influence how much water we need. Some medications, such as diuretics, water pills, are designed to increase urination, which can lead to fluid loss. If you're taking any medications, it's a good idea to discuss with your doctor or pharmacist whether you need to adjust your fluid intake. Our diet also contributes to our overall fluid intake. Many fruits and vegetables have a high water content, such as watermelon, cucumbers, strawberries, and spinach. Soups, broths, and even beverages like milk and juice all contribute to our daily fluid intake. So when we're thinking about how much water to drink, it's important to remember that we also get fluids from the foods and other beverages we consume. So as you can see, there's no one-size-fits-all answer to the question of how much water we need. The 8 glasses a day guideline is a helpful starting point, but it's really just that, a starting point. For those of us over 65, it's often more about paying attention to our individual needs and making sure we're getting enough fluids to support our overall health and well-being. This brings us to the concept of personalized hydration. What works for your neighbor or your friend might not be the ideal amount for you. It's about finding that sweet spot where you feel well hydrated and your body is functioning at its best. Now, I know this might sound a little vague. How do we actually figure out what our individual needs are? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in the next part of our conversation. We'll explore some practical strategies for assessing our own hydration levels, and we'll look at some simple ways to make sure we're getting enough fluids throughout the day. We'll move beyond the general guidelines and focus on what you can do personally to stay well hydrated and healthy. So, stay tuned and let's delve into some really practical tips and tricks. Welcome back, everyone. In our previous discussions, we established the critical role of water in our health, especially as we age, and we debunked the myth of the universal 8 glasses a day rule. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How can we, as individuals over 65, ensure we're getting enough fluids to stay healthy and feel our best? The key here is to become more attuned to our bodies and to adopt some simple yet effective strategies for staying hydrated throughout the day. It's not just about blindly drinking a certain number of glasses. It's about making hydration a conscious and consistent part of our daily routine. One of the first things we can do is to learn to recognize the signs of dehydration. While our thirst sensation might be diminished, there are other clues our bodies give us that can indicate we need more fluids. Pay attention to things like the color of your urine. Ideally, it should be pale yellow. If it's dark yellow or amber, that's a pretty good sign that you're not drinking enough. The frequency of urination can also be an indicator. While this can vary depending on individual factors and medications, a noticeable decrease in how often you need to go to the bathroom could suggest you're not taking in enough fluids. Another simple test you can do is the skin turgor test. Gently pinch the skin on the back of your hand and then release it. If it snaps back quickly, you're likely well hydrated. If it takes a few seconds to return to normal, that could be a sign of dehydration. Beyond these indicators, pay attention to how you're feeling overall. Are you experiencing fatigue, headaches, or dizziness? Are you feeling constipated? These can all be symptoms of dehydration. Now that we know what to look for, let's talk about some practical ways to increase our fluid intake. One of the simplest and most effective strategies is to keep a water bottle with you throughout the day. Having water readily available makes it much easier to sip on it regularly. Choose a bottle that you find comfortable to hold and carry, and keep it filled. You might even consider getting a bottle with markings to help you track how much you're drinking. Setting reminders to drink water can also be incredibly helpful, especially if you find yourself forgetting to drink regularly. You can use your phone, a kitchen timer, or even just make it a habit to drink a glass of water at certain times of the day, such as when you wake up, before meals, and before you go to bed. If you find plain water a little boring, there are plenty of ways to make it more appealing. Try infusing your water with fresh fruits like lemons, limes, berries, or cucumbers. This adds a subtle flavor and can make drinking water more enjoyable. You can also try adding a sprig of mint or a slice of ginger for a refreshing twist. Make it a habit to drink water with your meals and snacks. This not only helps with digestion, but also contributes to your overall fluid intake. Have a glass of water before you start eating and sip on it throughout your meal. Don't forget about the water content in the foods you eat. Incorporate more water-rich fruits and vegetables into your diet, such as watermelon, cantaloupe, grapes, celery, lettuce, and tomatoes. Soups and broths are also excellent sources of fluids and can be particularly comforting. While water should be our primary source of hydration, other fluids can also contribute to our daily intake. Herbal teas, for example, can be a great way to stay hydrated, and many offer additional health benefits. Diluted fruit juices can also be an option, but be mindful of their sugar content and opt for 100% juice diluted with water. Milk is another good source of fluids and provides essential nutrients like calcium. Even beverages like coffee and tea, in moderation, can contribute to our fluid intake, although they can also have a mild diuretic effect. It's generally best to balance these with plenty of plain water. It's also important to be mindful of sugary drinks like soda and sweetened juices. These can add a lot of empty calories and may not be the best choice for hydration. Similarly, while alcoholic beverages are fluids, they can actually lead to dehydration, so it's best to consume them in moderation and always follow them with plenty of water. Now, I know that some of us might face specific challenges when it comes to staying hydrated. For example, mobility issues might make it difficult to get up and get a drink as often as we need to. In such cases, it can be helpful to keep a water bottle within easy reach at all times. If you have difficulty swallowing, talk to your doctor or a speech therapist about strategies for safely increasing your fluid intake. And if you experience frequent urination, it's still crucial to stay hydrated. Try sipping on water throughout the day rather than drinking large amounts at once. Establishing a consistent hydration routine is key. Find what works best for you and make it a part of your daily life. It might take some time to get into the habit, but the benefits are well worth the effort. In our next and final part, we'll talk more about the wonderful benefits of staying properly hydrated and how it can contribute to a healthier and more vibrant life as we continue to enjoy our golden years. We'll also share some inspiring stories and offer some final words of encouragement. So please stick around. Welcome back, everyone, to the final part of our discussion on the importance of hydration for those of us over 65. We've talked about why water is so essential. We've explored the myth of the 8 glasses a day rule, and we've covered some practical strategies for staying adequately hydrated. Now, I want to take a moment to really emphasize the wonderful benefits that come with making proper hydration a priority in our lives. Staying well hydrated isn't just about avoiding the negative consequences of dehydration. It's about actively contributing to our overall health and well-being in so many positive ways. Think about it. When we're properly hydrated, we often experience increased energy levels. That feeling of fatigue that can sometimes creep in might just be your body telling you it needs more fluids. Staying hydrated can help us feel more alert and invigorated, making it easier to enjoy our favorite activities and stay engaged with the world around us. Proper hydration can also have a significant impact on our mood. Even mild dehydration can sometimes lead to feelings of irritability or anxiety. When we're well hydrated, we tend to feel more balanced and emotionally stable. Our skin is another organ that greatly benefits from adequate hydration. Water helps keep our skin looking healthy and supple. Dehydrated skin can appear dry, tight, and less radiant. So if you're looking for a natural way to maintain a healthy glow, drinking enough water is a great place to start. We've already touched on the importance of hydration for cognitive function, but it's worth reiterating. Staying well hydrated helps keep our minds sharp, improves our concentration and memory, and can even play a role in reducing the risk of cognitive decline as we age. Keeping our brains happy and hydrated is so important for maintaining our independence and quality of life. Perhaps one of the most significant benefits of proper hydration is its role in preventing certain chronic diseases. Studies have shown that staying well hydrated can help reduce the risk of kidney stones, urinary tract infections, and even constipation. It can also play a role in managing conditions like high blood pressure and diabetes. I've heard so many inspiring stories from people in our age group who have experienced remarkable improvements in their health and well-being simply by making a conscious effort to drink more water. Some have reported feeling more energetic and less fatigued. Others have noticed improvements in their digestion, and many have shared that they just feel better overall. These small changes can truly make a big difference in how we feel and our ability to enjoy life to the fullest. I know that sometimes making changes to our daily routines can feel a little daunting, but when it comes to hydration, even small, sustainable adjustments can have a significant impact. Start by incorporating one or two of the strategies we discussed earlier. Maybe keep a water bottle with you and sip on it throughout the day, or perhaps set a few reminders on your phone to drink water at regular intervals. You could also try adding some fresh fruit to your water to make it more appealing. Remember, it's never too late to start prioritizing your hydration. Whether you're 65, 70, 85, or beyond, making sure you're getting enough fluids can have profound benefits for your health and well-being. Even small improvements can lead to noticeable changes in how you feel. So I encourage you to take a moment today to think about your own hydration habits. Are you getting enough fluids? Are there small changes you could make to drink more water throughout the day? It's one of the simplest yet most powerful things we can do to support our health as we continue to embrace this wonderful chapter of our lives. I would love to hear from you all. What are your favorite ways to stay hydrated? Do you have any tips or tricks that you found particularly helpful? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights can be so valuable to others in our community. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more people who might benefit from this information. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. We share new videos regularly on topics related to health and well-being for seniors, and we'd love to have you as part of our community. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Remember, taking care of ourselves is one of the most important things we can do, and staying properly hydrated is a fundamental part of that. Here's to our health, our happiness, and a well-hydrated future.